Hi everyone and welcome to Math 616. I'm your professor, Lori Burton. You can call me Lori, LB, Dr. Burton, whatever works for you. I've been at WU since 2000 and I specialize in math for K through 8 teachers, undergrad and graduate, and the basics and advanced, so including our classes for our elementary math specialist program. Our course is on Canvas, and so let's scroll through that together briefly and look at some pieces to focus on some specific details. So to find Canvas, you always start at the WU portal and click on the Canvas icon in the row of icons where you see WolfWeb and email, and then click on the course card for our course on the Canvas dashboard, and it's a little word cloud. When you're in our Canvas page, you'll see at the top a module that says Start Your Course. So click on that to open it, and then click on the Start Your Course page. When you get to the Start Your Course page, it will tell you what kind of class this is. It's an online asynchronous class. That means we don't have any meetings. And then there are some Start Your Course items to do the first week of class. So watch this course welcome video, which you're clearly doing, and then read the course page orientation page. This is just information reading and it helps you understand the layout of Canvas. Then read the course syllabus, and that's linked in the navigation menu. It's pretty clear. The syllabus, of course, has basic information about the course goals and overview, our grading policies, our other policies and procedures, and a summary at the end of the syllabus, which is one of the many to-do lists in Canvas. And this master list at the end of the syllabus lists all the assignments for the class. You don't really need to use it, but it's a nice resource if you want to see them all at once. Then the fourth item on the Start Your Course to-do list is to update your account and include a profile image so you're not just a gray head. You'll see my profile image as a little math quilt. You can use a photograph or any kind of image that you like. There are directions on this Start Your Course page. Then it asks you to scan the course resources and links module. We have course direction pages, and any assignment that uses those direction pages links to the direction page, so no need to read the direction pages in advance. But you can see the other resources there as well. Then open the Introductions Week 1 module and click into the Introductions outline page. There are 2 things that are due on Friday and 4 items that are due on Sunday, our first week of class. So let's look at that a little bit. So when you click into the Introductions module, due on Friday, the first week of class, is to introduce yourself. It's a discussion and picture board format, and so you just answer a few basic questions and upload a picture. You'll see I put my introduction there as well. Then our first assignment is instructional routines. So instructional routines are really quite interesting. You get 2 sets of representations and you match them. It's a great idea to use with children in the classroom, and we'll get practice with this throughout the term. So this first assignment introduces instructional routines and explains how to do them, and then you have an initial post. Then on Sunday, this first week of class, you also have an instructional routine reply post. You just comment on some peer work. There's a reading, and then there's a brief discussion reading post. And then this first week, we also ask you to look at the Common Core to make sure that all of the Common Core language and references make sense to you and that you're comfortable and ready to do Common Core work in the rest of the class. So there's a Common Core, so CCSSM 101 page, and a very basic quiz. If you've already passed that quiz in another EMS course, you don't have to take it again. Then we move on to the content modules, so the math content modules, and there are 4 of them for this class. Representing functions, which we do the weeks 2 and 3. Linear functions, which we do weeks 4 and 5. Systems of linear equations, which we do weeks 6 and 7. And modeling with functions, which we do weeks 8 and 9. Each of the content modules has the same basic structure. It starts with an outline which lists all of the items in the module, and it mentions whether they're due on Friday or Sunday, and so that's the first week or the second week of the module as well. Then there's one of those warm-up instructional routines, and there's an initial and a reply post. Then there is a warm-up reading and a reading post. So articles or book pages. The readings are all designed to help you think about the course content and relate directly to your classroom. Then there's a basics prep and quiz over the material in the current module. And if you ever need help with that, it says there on the directions and pages. Be sure to reach out to me. I'm really happy to help. Then the second week of each module is the most dense work. So this will happen 4 times through the term. 4 content modules, the second week of each of those. So the first thing is the explorations math tasks. That's the second Friday of the module, and it's by far the longest assignment. There are 3 multi-part math tasks, and it will take you a while to write them all up. So you'll want to start that well in advance. This is not something you can do on the day that it's due. Then there's a Common Core Connections assignment. It's pretty short, and it helps relate the content standards and practice standards to the module that we're working on. Then there is an evaluation and recommendation initial post. That's due the second Friday of the module. And that's about a medium length assignment. But you can see this particular Friday, a lot of stuff is due. And so you'll want to make sure that you schedule time to do that throughout the week. Then there's a short eval and recommend reply post. And then there's a wrap-up activity, which may be due on Sunday or may have part due on Friday and part due on Sunday. So you just want to be sure to schedule this heavier workload earlier in the week so that you have time to accomplish it all. Then the last module on the page is the final assignments module, which we do weeks 10 and 11. 11, of course, is finals week. And our final assignments for this course are a signature assignment for our EMS program. It's just a self-analysis. It's not complicated. And then final assignments part 2, you'll write an instructional routine. So you'll get to practice designing one, having practiced them all term. And then there's a modeling assignment, which is pretty fun. Now, if you have questions throughout the course, towards the top of the page is a question discussion board. So if there's a question that you think anybody else would want to know the answer to, please use this board. So as teachers, you know, if one student has a question, probably everybody has that question, or at least some have that question. So please feel free to use that board. And if you can think about it now, click into that board and click subscribe so that any of those questions also come to your inbox. If you have questions for me that aren't for everybody, there are lots of ways to get a hold of me. Email is a great way to get a hold of me. During the term, I'm very quick about email. You can email me with the Canvas messaging system. That's just equivalent to emailing me directly. I have office hours on Monday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday in the later afternoon. They might not work for you, as busy working professionals, you might actually have class yourself then. But if you happen to be free, you can drop into those Zoom office hours. And then you can see there, the last bullet on this page says you can make an appointment. So I'm completely flexible about making appointments for office hours at other times. So Saturday morning, Friday afternoon, another morning, I'm happy to spend time helping you. It's a really common practice to just email me and ask for an appointment and we'll set it up, and half an hour is often really helpful. You can also call me during office hours. My number's on the syllabus. My office phone is a Zoom phone, so it comes directly to my personal cell phone Zoom app. It's really lovely, and it also has a text feature. So if you prefer to just text me a message, it will come to the Zoom app on my cell phone. It will never disturb me. Feel free to email or text me at any time, day or night. I only ever look at my phone when I wish to look at my phone. Now, do you see any course errors? There are tons of typed in assignments, due dates, links, questions. And our basics quiz are in My Open Math, which I've recently reprogrammed. So if you see an error, please just shoot me a message and I'll fix it right away. I've gone through everything multiple times to make sure there are no errors, but of course, there probably are some somewhere. And that's it for our welcome video. I really look forward to working with you. I love teaching in our EMS program, and the content for Math 616 Algebra is near and dear to my heart. It's a lovely class.